أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Esteemed speaker and distinguished members of the audience, a warm welcome to the live event hosted by the IOU UAE Student Committee in collaboration with Fudayl Academy. We are honored to have you join us as we embark on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual renewal. I'm privileged to serve you as your host for today's event, inshallah, and we are also joined by Sister Maria and Sister Maimuna, who are our moderators for the session on both YouTube live chat and WhatsApp chat. Dear brothers and sisters, before we begin the session this afternoon, we must emphasize the institutions that have played a crucial role in enhancing our Ramadan experience by bringing these soul-stirring sessions to you. And these institutions are the International Open University and Fudayl Academy. Let's have a quick look at how these institutes benefit the Ummah so that we can utilize their services to spiritually revive ourselves.
Are you struggling with commitments and responsibilities? Are your goals halted for lack of opportunities? Don't worry, we can give you a helping hand. We are the International Open University, IOU. For over a decade, IOU has established itself as a leading online Islamic university. We offer a range of programs from a wide number of disciplines like psychology, education, business administration, and Arabic language at various degree levels, including certificates, bachelor's, and master's. Our university is accredited in the Gambia and offers affordable fees to you, irrespective of where you live. IOU has been proud to teach students from all over the world and be led by its founder, Dr. Bilal Phillips. With us, you can experience diversity through shared faith and strong alumni support. IOU's blended learning incorporates Islamized education through all its mainstream curricula. IOU ensures adequate preparation for your dream career to gain authentic knowledge of Islam and help you towards self-enhancement. Your wait is finally over. Just take the first step to get in touch with us. Let us guide you to continue your amazing journey of knowledge and excellence with the International Open University. Register today for our spring or fall semesters and enjoy a 10% discount when you enroll early. Learn more at our website.
We must also acknowledge our partners, Fudayl Academy, whose invaluable support has played a crucial role in bringing this conference to you today. Fudayl Academy, established with a clear vision, is committed to offering impactful programs and workshops that deeply resonate with individuals with the aim of refining character and elevating it to a noble and dignified state. Recognizing self-improvement as a lifelong journey, Fudayl Academy offers a range of programs tailored to cater to diverse interests, promotion of personal growth, values, character building, and community needs. These include Quranic studies, discussions on the traditions of the prophets, and practical workshops on Islamic ethics. Barakallahu feekum. Dear brothers and sisters, esteemed guests, we are gathered here today with a heart brimming with joy and anticipation while we embark on the blessed journey in the cusp of Ramadan. With Ramadan, majority of us are literally on an eating spree, mashallah. And to be very honest, we all want to maximize our time for Ibadah. So exercise or hitting the gym, going on walks or a jog or a run, they seem to take a back seat because we would rather spend that time on Quran, on dhikr, on salah. Not to forget the other commitments that we all have. We are working, we have jobs to take care of, we have our brothers and sisters studying in universities, schools, mothers and fathers with their responsibilities, and the list is endless. The bottom line here is we do not want to compromise on any of it. So how then can we tackle the situation that we find ourselves in every Ramadan? And how can we remain energized, not being grumpy and feeling lethargic and drained all through? That's exactly what our esteemed guest for today, Sister Carin Timskog, is going to walk us through. How to have a healthy Ramadan. MashaAllah, Sister Carin is a certified personal trainer, a certified pre- and postnatal and health coach. She has been working in the fitness industry since 1998. As a busy hijab-wearing mom, she knows how difficult it can be to find the time to focus on our goals. Hence, she founded Energized Muslimah to bring fitness for Muslim women into the mainstream. So I would like to introduce and I would also like to welcome Sister Carin to please take over. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear sister.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So I will just start sharing my screen here with you, and I am so blessed and so happy to be here with you today. I'm feeling very, very honored. So it was a beautiful introduction to what we're going to speak about, and the intention in this presentation is really to inspire you to take action. I want to inspire you to really have an energized Ramadan where you are balancing exercise, nutrition, and the Ibadah for your optimal well-being. And we will start with your heart. And I think it was actually Dr. Bilal Phillips that said that Ramadan came to change your heart and not your schedule. So when we start to speak about Ramadan, let's start with our mindset to remember why we are fasting and the true purpose of Ramadan. Because as we know, also Ramadan is not just about the fasting and being hungry, and certainly we don't want to be grumpy, but we want to benefit as much as we just can from the fasting in itself, which is the Ibadah, and also from the true purpose of Ramadan, which is to come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and inshallah change our hearts so that we will have both healthy habits into place, but to feel our very best to improve our well-being. And that's why I had a steps there on the first slide to elevate your life, to elevate your heart, to elevate your soul and come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And oftentimes when I speak to sisters on social media and in real life, when I meet them, they say, yeah, I want to start after Ramadan because now Ramadan is coming up. So let's start with my healthy habits later. But I would say we need to change our mindset there because now before Ramadan is the perfect time. If we are not yet healthy or having healthy habits into place, now is the time to start because then when you get into Ramadan, it will be so much easier for you to maintain and uphold healthy habits so that you will feel your very best and gain the best benefits from Ramadan, which we just said is to come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and elevate our own well-being. When it comes to our heart and our soul, we also know that Allah loves the strong believer while there is good in both. And I even said here that no one ever felt sad from being strong, healthy, and close to Allah. So when we're thinking about Ramadan, we're thinking about fasting, we're thinking about long hours and tiredness and all the challenges that every single human being is facing, and especially with what is happening in the world right now, we need to remember all the blessings that we have, all the blessings of being able to have suhoor, being able to have iftar, but to be fasting, to purify ourselves physically and mentally and purify our hearts and inshallah be even more grateful for the things that we actually have. And by that, with that mindfulness, also be of benefit to others. So Ramadan, for me, Ramadan is not only the time when I reverted to Islam 14 years ago this year, but it's also a beautiful wake-up call. It's a beautiful wake-up call for you to work on your own habits, your own mood, thankfulness, and your strength. Because let's face it also, it does require a lot of strength to be fasting. It does require a lot of health and energy and determination to wake up for tahajjud, to eat a healthy suhoor, to take that time to pray tahajjud, to pray your prayers on time, and to also manage your day. You cannot be sleeping the entire day, probably not. And that's not what we like to do, hopefully not either. You have a lot of duties, as we said, also, you have a lot of duties that you need to manage every day. So to be strong in your heart and to be mindful and be healthy, there are so many reasons so that you can carry out all of your duties throughout the day as well. So today we are going to speak about challenges. We're going to have a short introduction again. We're speaking about Ramadan goals because yes, we need to have goals. We need to have the intention to play, and hopefully the intention is more than just managing every day without eating and drinking. But hopefully, inshallah, we have deeper goals that will really transform us. And then we need to understand Ramadan nutrition. We need to understand how can we actually eat in a good way so that we elevate our well-being and feel our best and manage to fast without fainting or anything as such. And then training, the question is always coming up. How can I train during Ramadan? Should I not? I'm too tired. What should I do? Etc. So we'll tackle all of that. And then how you can prioritize Ibadah. And as we just said, we need to, of course, also remember that Ibadah includes so many different things. It's not only one thing that is part of the Ibadah. Everything in our life, inshallah, is actually Ibadah. And when we say Bismillah before we get started with something and with our intention as well. Then I will give you some energizing strategies so it will be even easier for you, inshallah. Today, I really want you to be inspired. I want you to take action, and I also want you to have some easy and doable steps with you so that you actually can take action and not be overwhelmed. And then we will also speak a little bit about why we actually should be healthy. It's not only about having a six-pack on your stomach or to look a certain way. No, our health matters, and our health and the importance of it is so much deeper than that. And then I will also mention some other sisters, how they actually got even healthier during Ramadan. So it's not only me sitting here saying, get up and move, but you will hear and read about some other sisters that have done so too. And it's always nice to hear great stories from others and be happy for them. Mashallah, may Allah protect them and me. So let's face it, challenges. Who is facing a challenge when it comes to Ramadan? Probably it's not only emotionally, maybe you are feeling tired. If you're having a business, if you're having a just job working in front of the laptop, it can be really, really hard to stay focused. The sleep is changed. You want to prioritize more hours in the masjid and praying, and you want to read Quran, etc., etc. There are many challenges. Let's face it. We don't need to say that, oh, Ramadan is super duper easy. No, there are challenges, of course. And then we have the expectations on ourselves. And I think this is an important one, especially for us moms who has the entire responsibility of the home, the children, and all what that includes. And then you have yourself, and then you have a husband perhaps, and etc. You want to achieve so many things. You want to read so much of Quran. You want to do this and this and this and this, which can be a challenge if we don't manage to speak kindly with ourselves and have realistic expectations on oneself. And then another challenge is overeating at iftar or missing suhoor. So let's tackle those different things and see what we can do about those different things. So inshallah, the challenges will be a little bit less. So I was already introduced, but I want to tell you that 14 years ago, when I reverted to Islam, I did start to fast without being a Muslim. And I started to fast just because my colleagues at Four Seasons Hotel, where I was working at the time in Qatar, they told me, Carin, my schedule is changed because it's Ramadan. We are not having lunch and I was so surprised. And it was in August, and it was 50 degrees hot outside, and I could not get it. How could anyone be fasting, not eating, not drinking, and they were training and they were really well built and very muscular, etc. So that's why I started to fast when Ramadan started without being a Muslim, just because I wanted to become a better manager and I wanted to understand my employees better. SubhanAllah, Allahu Akbar, on the fourth day of Ramadan, I did actually revert to Islam, which was absolutely amazing. And I am also so grateful, and I'm sharing this with you that, first of all, you never know who will revert to Islam and when. So always, always, always remember all the amazing habits that you have that other people will see, right? The best of dawah can actually be your actions, what you do and what you don't do, right? So see the beautiful things of Ramadan, see the beautiful things of every single action that we do as a beautiful form of dawah. If it wouldn't have been for the people in Qatar and all of their kindness and all the things that I saw, I maybe wouldn't have become a Muslim. So Alhamdulillah, amazing. So when it comes to Ramadan and when it comes to having a healthy Ramadan with energy, it's important, of course, to have healthy habits. And ideally, you already have healthy habits before Ramadan starts. And that doesn't mean that you are overwhelming yourself, you are doing too much, or you are making a complete transition or transformation right now, but that you get started and that you maintain healthy habits during Ramadan, because then you will feel healthier and it will be much, much easier for you. So doing small things, maybe you start to drink more water already now. Maybe you start to eat your breakfast at the suhoor time. Maybe you start to eat a dinner at iftar time. You're starting to get into the habit. You start to pay more attention to what you actually eat and what you don't eat, which goes back to our mindset and it goes back to our heart, what our intention is with Ramadan. We mentioned earlier to have goals for Ramadan. If we don't put our GPS into place, if we don't have a focus, it's again, as we just said, it's very easy to just somehow manage and survive Ramadan, but nothing happened to our soul or to our heart more than that we were just hungry, and that is not what it is about. Being a revert, not being Arab speaker, I know how difficult it can be to read the Quran, how difficult it can be to learn Arabic, but alhamdulillah wa shukrulillah, we have IOU that is helping us to study in an absolutely amazing way. And when I started at IOU, by the way, in, I don't know, how long was it? Almost 10 years ago. It helped me and it transformed me. So if you're not yet studying at IOU, I can really deeply from my heart recommend you to do so. Anyhow, we also said don't get overwhelmed. Don't get overwhelmed with all different types of things. Do what is doable. Start from where you're at. So if you're not an Arabic speaker, read something, read a little bit, but do start to study the Quran. Do your morning, evening aftar. And if you don't do it yet, start with it already today, because it's all about taking action, right? And when we purify our hearts, when we study the Quran, when we do the aftar in the morning and in the evening, we remember Allah. It's much easier to give from ourselves because we already filled up ourselves so much more. It's easier to give to others and do good deeds, which Ramadan is about, and the entire year, as a matter of fact. So see where you're at now and what would be a realistic goal for you, something that you can do to elevate yourself and elevate your Ramadan experience. Wake up for tahajjud. If you already do, Allahumma barik, mashallah, amazing. hold on to it, of course. If you don't, do it. Just do it. Do it now. Do it today. Do it tomorrow morning. I mean, right? Put the intention in place. Take action. Put the alarm clock. Remember why you want to do it and why it's so important, and then do it. Yeah. So it's all about being as productive as you can. So we said Ramadan goal number one, study the Quran. Number two, have that super important AM routine into place with tahajjud. Eat a healthy and well balanced suhoor so that you have energy throughout the day. And then another goal could practically be to stay focused from day one of Ramadan until the end and not drop off or drop out or whatever in the end, but actually staying focused. Sometimes we see in the Ummah that in the last days, maybe the masjid is full on the 27th of Ramadan, but what about the other days? What about the other nights? What about the 21st night? What about the 23rd night? We never know when Laylatul Qadr is. Stay focused is for the entire period of Ramadan, inshallah. So I hope that you, after the session today, that you take pen and paper, write down 1, 2, or 3 Ramadan goals for you, considering where you're at the moment, and set your important goals. Because when you put the GPS into place, when you have the goals into place, it's so much easier to actually execute and do the things so that you will have a really productive and valuable Ramadan that is changing your heart, not only a schedule. Yeah. Then it comes to the nutrition. Well, it's not so much of nutrition during the fasting, right? Because as also wasn't it Dr. Bilal Phillips that said, Ramadan is about fasting, not feasting. That's a super important thing to remember. Yeah. I love that one because there is indeed a huge difference in your own well-being when you eat nourishing and balanced compared to if you would overeat all the samosas and the pakora and yeah, all different type of deep fried food or sugar attack food and whatever. Yeah. So eating balanced, healthy, and strategically for your suhoor and your iftar are keys. And when you do so, and when you hydrate with water and even maybe electrolytes in the morning for suhoor, it can be a huge difference in your own well-being. Yeah, and that can also reduce the, let's say, the risk of overeating snacks and desserts and everything after your iftar, which could leave you really tired, lethargic. Maybe you skip going to the mosque and pray Tarawih instead because you are having your iftar party too long. And then you feel like, oh, I ate so much. I don't need to eat more for suhoor. So then you skip suhoor, maybe oversleep tahajjud, etc. So you know the nutrition is so important. The nutrition is so important because not only is it about calories, but it is about your well-being. It's about how it makes you feel, and it also reflects in your lifestyle, whether it's easy to wake up for tahajjud and suhoor or not. And we also know that there is a blessing in suhoor. So we should certainly eat suhoor. Yeah. It's a blessing, as we said, as we know. And I can feel myself, it's a huge difference if I eat a small, too small, or not well balanced enough suhoor. It's a huge difference how it will make me feel throughout the day. When I eat a good, as I say, a good suhoor, it could be, for example, omelette with a salad, some brown bread. Yes, I do say eat some bread. You need some carbohydrates. So get a good and beautiful balance in of a lot of protein, such as eggs for suhoor, and complex carbs. You do need a little bit of carbs for your brain, for your body to function, especially when you're training, and then some healthy fats. Then you get a good balance and a healthy balance and food that is actually nourishing you so that you will feel as good as possible throughout the entire day so that you will not just waste your Ramadan or waste your day sleeping or being tired or unfocused. But when you eat nourishing and balanced, you have the opportunity to really feel your best and act your best at the same time. Yeah. And when it comes to iftar, to be strategic. And when I say strategic, then we go back always, always, always go back to the sunnah. It's not that you don't have enough understanding or information about what to eat. And I'm saying this with love and care. We have enough information. We know what to do and not to do, but then it's a matter of implication to actually do it. We know from the sunnah to not eat more than what we can have in our hands. 1/3 for the air, 1/3 for the water, and 1/3 for the food. Not to overeat. Yeah. So when it comes to iftar, for example, remember to break your fast with water and dates. Then go and pray. Put a goal into place. Have a strategy for how your Ramadan is going to look like. And it doesn't matter, I say it doesn't matter what everyone else are doing, because this is about you and this is about your health. So just because everyone else around the table with your family and relatives, if you are with those or friends, just because they attack the sponge cake and the sugar this and the sugar that and the deep fried this and that, it doesn't mean that you have to do it unless you want to. But hopefully after this one, you don't want to. Hopefully, inshallah, you want to be healthy because you realize that is so important for my own health, my own self-love, everything. I need to be healthy and balanced because I will feel different. I will feel and I will look different. Yeah. So have a strategy into place. Break the fast with the water and the dates, and go and pray. And then when you come back, you are in a different state. You are in a different mood, and because it takes some time also for the body to realize that you got some nutrition in it and you got some food, and then it's easier to eat in a better balance and not overeat. Yeah. Water. Water. Yes. So remember, right? Drink enough water, because many times when you are too tired, when it's hard to focus, and especially during Ramadan, right? It's because we didn't drink enough water. So then in the opening hours, opening windows, when we are eating and drinking, remember to drink water, not all different types of sodas or juices, but drink more water. And then also electrolytes, amazing. I started to actually drink more electrolytes when I was doing triathlon before, and I think it's amazing. It's a great way of really refueling when you are sweating and so on, and especially if you live in a hot country or you are doing a lot of sports and you're sweating more. But I would say one glass of electrolytes in the morning before your suhoor, beautiful and amazing and helpful. So remember hydration. Then the big question, coffee. Can we drink coffee? Should we drink coffee? I am of the opinion, and I personally, I do still drink coffee during Ramadan. I love coffee, and I personally don't see any reason to why you should quit coffee during Ramadan. For me, it's the amazing pleasure. So breaking the fast, I break the fast with the dates and the water and an espresso, and I'm feeling amazing. And then I have another coffee eventually after the iftar, and then I have my big mug of coffee at least for suhoor. But I remember to drink sufficient amounts of water, so then I have no issues not drinking coffee. Neither do I have an issue to go from, for example, now 3 cups of coffee a day to fasting Mondays and Thursdays, or going into Ramadan without any coffee. So if you love it, continue and just modify if you need, and just look into how you are feeling, because that is what we are all individuals. Fitness. Can you exercise or is it dangerous? And how will you get the movement into your daily routine? And how to exercise during Ramadan? I think, as with everything else, don't make things so complicated. Keep it easy, keep it simple. Things are not complicated unless we want them to be very complicated. So for me, that is training normally. Would I stop training just because I'm fasting? No, I wouldn't. I would continue. But would I modify? Yes, I would. For example, last Ramadan, when I was doing triathlon, instead of going for whatever, how many hours, 4 hours or a 90K bike ride, no, I wouldn't do that before I broke the fast, but I would train for 1 hour. I would modify. So if you're already training, strength training, mobility training, or cardio training, it's natural for you to continue, but modify and lower the expectations a little bit and see that the training is for your well-being. It's not to achieve any personal best. Maybe you will after Ramadan, but during Ramadan, it's about maintaining. It's about maintaining. Yeah. If you are not training anything today, then I would say get started and start from where you're at. Don't start with a crazy routine that you cannot keep up with or crazy high intensity training, but start with walking, start lifting weights, start to build muscles, start with mobility, do something. Because for sure you can train while you are fasting. As long as you listen into your body, you don't push it, you maintain, and you are kind to yourself. You ensure you check, am I dehydrated? Am I not? How are you feeling, right? How are you feeling? See, can you train indoor in the shade or are you training outdoor? Obviously, if you're outdoor when it's sunny and you're already dehydrated, that's harder. So keep it smooth, listen inwards. Don't do any crazy stuff, but 20, 30 minutes or even 1 hour, if you're healthy and if you're used to it, there should be no problems. Yeah. And then how do we integrate the movement into the daily routine when the day is already fully occupied with everything? I would say that it goes back. It goes back to the mindset. It goes back to your heart to understand that training is not just about burning calories, but training is there because fitness is more than just fitness. You need the training to be a strong Muslim physically and mentally. And that's it. Seriously. Yes, we need it. Fitness is more than just fitness. Fitness is the way to relax, of course, in combination with tawakkul, in combination with your prayers, in combination with your dua, of course. But the physical, you need the physical too, to be strong in order to feel well with your heart and your soul inside of your body. Yeah. And how to exercise during Ramadan, we already touched upon that one. Modify, make it shorter, make it sweeter, and listen in to your body and see that maintaining your fitness and that the fitness and training is there for your own well-being. Yeah. When the, when should you do your fitness training? Well, I would say it's about priorities. It's about the priorities and it's about seeing what works well for you. As I mentioned, I reverted in 2010, and for me, at that time I just went with the flow with the people around me, which was the amazing and beautiful people of Qatar and the people there, with all the amazing people from so many different nationalities. It was the time of my life. Anyhow, there you train before iftar. Everyone trained, everyone that I saw, not every people, but most of the people and the people that I saw, they train before iftar. And for me, that has since then become the natural. I wouldn't go training in the middle of the night and After iftar, there is no time. You pray Maghrib, you eat your iftar, and then it's Isha, and then you want to go for the Taraweeh prayer. So natural, and most naturally, I think it is to do a short and sweet workout before iftar, and then of course that is a priority to see how many hours or how many minutes am I preparing the food. Maybe you don't need 2 3 hours to prepare the food. So that of course it depends from culture to culture, but I would say without anyone being angry at me, that we need to remember why we are fasting and what the purpose of Ramadan is. And I know that I'm too spontaneous sometimes, but to be standing hours and hours or even the whole day preparing food in the kitchen for the iftar, Allah knows best. But I do believe we need to get the training in. So it's all about prioritizing your time and see what actually works for you and keep it doable as with everything. 10, 15 minutes or 20 minutes is better than nothing. And again, we need to get the balance in because that's the whole point of balancing the different types of ibadah so that you can improve and level up your well-being. And as we said before, about your goals, about your focus, we must have the focus clear. If you take it as an example, if you go out, you take your car, and you don't know where you're going. You just take the car and you start to drive. You can end up here or you can end up there. You need to have a focus. If you know when you go out to the car, I'm going to drive to Casablanca in Morocco, for example. You have a very clear direction. You need to have the same in your life, of course. And as a Muslim, and for me as a revert, finally, when I became a Muslim, I got to know what my life purpose is. I got focus. I got direction in my life. Alhamdulillah wa shukr. So the same with you and your goals, you need to have a focus. You need to have a focus and know those are the things that I prioritize. Those are the things that are important. These are the things that I want to achieve. So maybe you write it in your book, maybe write it on your laptop, whatever. You need to have your focus into place. And I wrote 5 amazing and important things here. And that is with the prayers, right? Maybe you will start to add 2 sunnah rakah for Fajr, before Fajr. Maybe you are adding in more sunnah rakah every day, right? Maybe you're getting the Taraweeh in, you're getting the Tahajjud prayers in. What is your focus? You need to have your focus into place. Yeah, you need to have a focus with suhoor. You need to know what are you going to eat. Are you going to eat just leftovers or just take a sip of water? Or are you actually going to fuel yourself and nourish yourself? I did not say stuff yourself. I said fuel yourself and nourish yourself so that you will feel your very best throughout the day. And then the Quran, of course. What is your focus? Maybe your sister or brother is going to recite the entire Quran in Arabic, and that's amazing, but maybe that's not where you are at. Maybe you won't manage that, but maybe you manage to read it in your translation in your own language, or read something, do something, right? Or listen to it and do your best to read in Arabic. The focus needs to be in place, whatever that focus looks like for you, right? Alhamdulillah wa shukrulillah. And then focus on getting the exercise in. If you just think, oh, I need to do it because I need to be good, or whatever, it won't happen. You need to have it in mind why you're doing it and why exercise is your focus. Yeah. And then iftar, of course, to have the strategy for iftar, what your iftar is going to look like. Are you going to have iftar party until midnight or even until Fajr? Or is your iftar 1 hour before Isha, and then you're going for prayer? You need to have your focus into place so that it actually happens, and that leads us to actually make a schedule. every day, almost every day, I speak to sisters and it's like, oh, how do you manage your life being a single mom and doing this and this and that and that? Well, I need to have a schedule in place, and then I need to train my mindset to be disciplined. The mindset is just as a muscle. It needs to be strong and it needs to be trained regularly. It's like that. And in order to actually achieve the different things, to be disciplined, I need to have a plan. And in order to have that plan, I need to make a schedule. I need to take action. I cannot just say, oh, please make dua for me. Yes, dua is super important and it's part of our belief and it should be part of our everyday. But I also need to take action. And in order to take action, I need to give myself different tools to actually make it happen, to make it easier and to make it possible. So to be super clear on the things you want to do and want to achieve and how to do it and when to do it, make a plan, be focused, and make your schedule. I used to make my schedule. Okay, Maghrib is at 7 p.m., for example. Okay, I need 1 hour to prepare iftar. And then I need 15 minutes to shower before. Okay, so that's 75 minutes before. So it will be a quarter to 6. Okay, and I need 1 hour for my workout. Okay, so I need to start my training session 4:45 p.m. Okay, so 4:45 to 5:45 p.m. That is my time for my training. Okay, so I need to have a schedule into place so that things are actually happening. And that leads us to get up and move and look after yourself. Yeah, whether it is that you will actually start to take the kids out to the playground. Some people are at home, just being tired maybe, and putting on the TV. May Allah guide us and help us and keep us steadfast. I mean, go out to the playground and play with the kids, be active, do something, or do some mobility training at home or strength training. Get strong, get muscles into place, feel even better, be confident. Yeah. Or if you're already out walking and running, keep it up or keep start walking. Do something to get up and move. Yeah. So you could keep up with everything. I would say only swimming can be works, but can be a little bit tricky when you're fasting because you don't want to get the water in your mouth. That can be a sensitive issue. But otherwise, I mean, most other types of sports, as we said before, you can keep it up. You just modify and adjust as you need. And then it comes to prioritizing at Ibadah. And Ramadan, right, is the time, as we said in the beginning, to focus, build healthy routines, and get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that starts already now, right? We know from the beautiful introduction of this entire weekend, we learned about 6 months after Ramadan, 6 months before Ramadan. It's a lifestyle. Our life as a Muslim is a lifestyle. It's not just something that we do for a short period of time. It's our life here and now. But inshallah, every Ramadan is working as an alarm clock and as a wake up call to wake up and take action. And our ibadah and everything that we do, we said before, training and eating is not just about the calories, but it is about how it makes us feel and the actions that we are taking after the way that we ate. Which, as an example, if I overeat at iftar, it's very hard to wake up for Hajj and Fajr and Suhoor, which we should. But if I eat in moderation and balance, it's so much easier. So there are so many actions and habits that we have that can easily go back to our mindset and our approach. So remember, right, when it comes to ibadah and being fit and being energized, it goes back to finding a balance in your life for your well-being. It goes back to self-love, love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to follow what we should follow. It goes back to your own self-respect. You are not mean to yourself, or you are not depriving yourself if you eat as of the sunnah. It's so much love. It's love in that. And it goes back to your mindset, because how the different things that you're doing, how it makes you feel. right? So here, I'm speaking a lot here, time flies. SubhanAllah. Alhamdulillah. So energizing strategies. Yeah. Hydration. Remember the water. Remember those four great energizing strategies. The water. Drink enough water when you can, and also add in electrolytes. Beautiful. Ensure to get the suhoor in because it is a blessing and it's something we should eat ideally and eat well. Balance the suhoor so that you feel your very best throughout the day, and then the strategic iftar so that you don't overeat, so that you don't get tired and lethargic, but that you actually feel well so that you can prioritize all the prayers throughout the night, feel strong and feel amazing. And then the mindful movement, get up and move. When I was working as a senior executive in spa business, I was sitting in front of the laptop in the office. That was so hard. You might think that sitting still is a great way of saving your energy, and that would be a good thing to do during Ramadan. If that is your job, may Allah make it easy for you and me. But otherwise, get up and move, because energy, you will get more energized. You will get more energy when you are moving. So ensure to stay active there. And when it comes to our health, remember, right? We don't need scientific this and that for why we should be healthy. Everyone knows, and everyone is probably scared for having diabetes, for getting sick, this and that. If you are a parent, look at your kids. Look at your kids. That should be your biggest reason. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will get into that. Your health matters. Your health is an amana from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Take care of all the blessings that you have. And it starts with us taking care of ourselves. And in the perfect religion of Islam, Allahu Akbar, we should be healthy so that we can do all the forms of ibadah. It's a beautiful circle of everything: how we eat, how we exercise, how we sleep, how we perform the forms of ibadah. Your health really matters. And if we stop ourselves, or if we are feasting and we are being tired and lethargic, how do we feel and what can we actually contribute with? I'm not harsh, but I'm serious. I am serious. Your health really matters, because when you have health, and health is the biggest blessing, as we know also, because if we don't have our health, what do we have? So to take care of our health is something very, very important, mashallah. So let's say we start any beautiful action with Bismillah. And if we cannot say Bismillah, maybe that is not a good action. So do as much good as you can, khair, and say Bismillah, get the focus in for the Ramadan that is coming up. Get your workout in, movement in, Quran, your prayers, the fasting, and the nourishment from your food when you are eating. And look here, this is a beautiful picture of Tangier, the north of Morocco, and you even see the minaret and the masjid in the background. There are mosques everywhere, alhamdulillah. I strategically put this image here because I want you to take one deep breath. So just do it now. And breathing out. Remember, Allah loves you, and life is not about being burned out. It's not about being stressed out. You need to remember to also relax. You need to remember to breathe deeply so that you can be strong and resilient and as healthy and energized as you can. And that, to be that, you need the balance of your relaxation, and you need the movement and the nourishing nutrition at the same time. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't compare yourself to those on Instagram showing the beautiful iftar table, this and that, and the cloth from the table, this and that, and decoration, this and that. That is not what Ramadan is about. This is about your heart. This is about your soul. This is about your dunya for the akhirah. So take the moment to relax. Don't get overwhelmed. Do what you can in order to feel your very best. It's about elevating yourself. And we have amazing Sham, we have amazing Durata who trained and stayed active during Ramadan, mashallah, and they didn't do so before. It's possible. You need to believe in yourself here and now. It goes down to believing in yourself. And of course, first and foremost, tawakkul Allah, yaqeen, believing in Allah, alhamdulillah. So as we said also, we are about to finish off for today. Your body, your children, it's a trust that you have been given. And if you say that it's too hard to wake up for tahajjud, well, choose your heart. If we don't wake up for tahajjud, there is a consequence. If you don't get up and move and take care of your health, there is also a consequence. And probably those other consequences are worse and harder than actually taking action right now. And as we know, there is Jannah and there is Jahannam, and may Allah give us Jannah al-Firdaus. Ameen. Everything well worth achieving requires an effort. And of course, without any doubt, it's worth it. Yeah. So also every day being healthy, creating memories and feeling well and doing khair is an amazing day. So say Bismillah and take action now. So the conclusion here, exercise as one of the important foundational pieces, which goes back to your mindset. Your body has a right upon you. And with the nutrition, remember the sunnah, eat balanced, eat in moderation, eat proper food, not all these number, this and that. Go back to the sunnah, yeah? And the third one, the other forms of ibadah. Remember your purpose. Remember your purpose, which goes to your overall well-being. It's not selfish to take care of yourself. It's actually part of the sunnah, because if you don't have your health, what do you have? Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillah wa shukru lillah. I hope you want to continue to stay in touch, inshallah. I'm empowering Muslim moms to energize, I'm empowering wellness for Muslim moms in particular. You find me on social media, and here's my website. If you need any more free resources for Ramadan, such as recipes or anything, you are more than welcome. Just send me a message on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll be really happy to connect with you. Alhamdulillah wa shukranillah. So I hope that this presentation made you a little bit more energized, a lot more inspired, and that you will really take action so that you will purify your heart even more and get even closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yaman Allah. Ma salama.
Definitely more energized, Sister Carin, to
Alhamdulillah.
implement all that you have said, because mashallah, this so practical and relatable advice that you have given to us, and this is more so what we all experience, but I think we need someone to tell it to us loud and clear, and then also show a way to work it out. So alhamdulillah, jazakallah khairan kathira, Sister Carin, for this so practical and relatable session. May Allah reward you abundantly for making time in your schedule so that you could share these valuable tips with us. We're truly grateful to Allah and you. Barakallahu feek.
Alhamdulillah. Wa yaki, alhamdulillah. Barakallahu feek.
Alhamdulillah. Dear audience, so that's it for this session. But before we conclude, don't forget to know the details of the next event happening today in the next 30 minutes or lesser by Sister Bela Khan. All details will be shared on the WhatsApp chat. Also, please take note of the contact information displayed on the screen. For IOU related queries, you can reach out to the UAE Student Committee Chairperson directly via email. And for Al Fudayl, you can reach out to them on Instagram and they will guide you further, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan, everyone. May Allah reward you all abundantly for your participation, and we hope and pray that you have gained valuable insights from our session today. May Allah accept it from all of us. Ameen. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.